Just waiting for some people to get into the room. What's poppin', everybody? How you feeling on a Sunday? All right. All right. Give me the chat. What up, guys? Bagwell, what's going on? Morning. What's up, Jesse B? How's everybody feeling? What's up, Muser? Okay, so looking at a few things today. Not much going on, but let's bring down that music and get into the day. So how's everybody doing on this Sunday? It's been a rocky road. And you know what the first thing we're going to look at is what? Bitcoin dominance. We just want to check out what's going on with Bitcoin dominance, how it's feeling, how it's breathing, and where we stand. You know, just to kind of get our bearings of the day. As you can see, I got a trading rating up here in the bottom left corner of the screen. And today I'm giving the trading rating a 2.5. It just, you know, some days are great, some days are not. And today we just do not have a great environment for coins. A lot of 0.1s, 0.05s, 1%, 2%, a lot of down, a lot of reds, just a lot of kind of a flat day in general for most coins. If we will go over to CoinMarketCap and just give it a whirl, just to kind of get our grasp on the day and see what's going on. We got Bitcoin, you know, down 4.3, Ethereum 0.1, XRP up a little bit today in 24 hours. We'll get a look into that. Had a little bit of a spike. Yeah, interesting. You can see it right here on the chart. So we're going to talk about XRP and what happened, what's going on. Seems to have a little bit of a move today. Yeah, we don't even have pumps for good scalps because we need that volume. We need that volatility, and pretty flat today. Nothing to carry us over. Saturday wasn't popping, so it didn't carry us over into a Sunday. Usually even lower volatility than a Sunday, but if we have that movement and that float on Saturday, carries over into Sunday, we get a little bit, something like a reversal for some coins that are going down or other coins. And we just didn't have that this weekend at all. So we're kind of staying flat into the weekend. A lot going on, going on to the uncertainty of the markets, Trump's health. I think what I like about this is all we need to see is Trump get better, and the market will take that as a bullish sign, So let's just hope he doesn't die. I know a lot of people want him to die, but that would crush the regular market, in my opinion, and it could also really hurt Bitcoin. I don't think anyone wants to see a Pence America right now at the very moment. So we'll see. I'm neither a supporter of either people. I'm bipartisan. I'm really not going to get into the politics of it all. I just think that if he died, it would be bad for the markets. But maybe it's not. I don't know. You guys let me know. But to me, I don't think any president, and just not him, not even him, a president dying is not good for a market, in my opinion. So Chainlink at 933, Litecoin at 4621, Crypto.com coming in there at 10. I'm on the live right now, baby. Go. I'm on the live. I will in a little while. I'm on the live stream, please, honey.
Do my balloons. And we have...
Jeez. I can't believe this, guys, but this is like pushiest little girl in the world, man. She's only just gonna keep coming until I do what she says. So, all right, that's it. Go, please. I'll be upstairs. That's it. You have enough, honey.
Just one more.
Yeah, I don't have those kind. I could if I did it. I've done stuff like that. Something. A dog. All right. There you go. All right, guys. Sorry about that. All right, so Bitcoin SV sitting here. That actually had a bit of a kind of a pump recently. Now it got dropped down. Cardano at 9.5, holding USD coin, stable coins. EOS 253. Monero. I want to talk about Monero because Monero seems to be on the upswing. Look at this, up 14%. And I want to discuss what I think is happening right now with Monero. And I think there's a privacy squeeze. And you guys can see that. But yeah, make a camel. That's hilarious. Cosmos, Adam. But yeah, we want to really get into Monero. As you can see, only really green coin here, up 14% the last week. Interesting. And it's up 6% in 24 hours. So Monero, okay? Let me put that on your radar. One of my favorite coins, obviously, but I don't want to say it publicly much anymore. Like associating yourself with Monero. Yep, I seen that. They won't crack it though, man. I don't think they're gonna be able to crack it. Honestly, $600,000 they put out there. Ren has been doing well as well. Yeah, Ren does its thing, man. I made 150% on Ren already this year, if you can believe that. Bought it in October and held it for like 4 or 5 months. Ended up making 150%. So Ren has done well for me, man. Probably that was my biggest gain. I didn't have like, I'm not telling you I put like 20 grand in it and turned into 20 grand, but I put a little bit enough to be happy with 150%. So let's look at dominance right now and check it out. But yeah, so much for the market, just kind of, and everyone's noticing these strange dominant spikes. This is kind of the talk of the town. Are you guys noticing it? I'm noticing it. A lot of people are seeing. Jesus Christ, man. Can't do a show on the weekends, apparently. So, okay, so we have a huge spike in dominance here. It happened like 3 times in a row, all the way up to 70. And I don't understand. Are these glitches? What's going on with Bitcoin dominance? Today we have a nice red drop in the dominance though, which is nice. I say we go back down to the trend line if anything. We're also curving on the MACD on the 2-hour. 4-hour as well. We have more of a bigger curve. We're flat curving here on the RSI. I say we're gonna probably work our way back down here to the bottom of the trend line, which gives us some breathing room to the altcoins, in my opinion. Then it's going to probably work its way back up into the pattern, and that is going to be tough. So I think we got a little window, and honestly it's tough when we have a little window and then we still can't seem to move with the altcoins. Like it's like not everything is playing with us. But in the message here, in the title, cake to $2, I predict October will be historic. Guys, I'm on the live right now, like on my show. She's screaming. Like, I know it's funny, but all right. So, okay. So we have CHR. Interesting. See, I just got really thrown off. Sorry about that. It's like, okay, I am a human being. Jesus. Okay, so here we go. Bitcoin dominance. Now it's going to look at Bitcoin. Take a look at what's happening. So Bitcoin at 10,600 doing really well. Seems to be like it may break out of this rising wedge. Bitcoin likes to do the opposite, even though this is a bearish pattern with a 68% chance to break to the downside. Remember that. We did have a cross though. Bitcoin looking well. So we'll see what happens. Is this done? But we could have some more green histogram. 3 tiny bars usually lends us to a couple more moves, which would put us, I think, back up to at least this target here, at the temporary target. Now I'm gonna look at it. I just have so much work. I'm gonna delete my work. It gets messy, and we'll see where we're at again. So now, if you can see, we're forming a new triangle, which is nice. Like if we're coiling up yet again here. We got this, and then we have this right here. So there we go. So we are sitting in basically a bull pennant, bull flag type of situation with a measured move. And we're at the bottom of the trend line. This would be a nice trade on Bitcoin, in my opinion. A little late on the entry. And we'll see this matchup to the measured move hits our new target here, 12 back to, of course, back to 12,000. So I say we make our way back to 12,000. I'm long Bitcoin right now for sure. I think we're making higher highs. What we do need to see is a higher high here above 10,900. So we need to break into the 11,000s in this through the zones here, which is the setup that I'm seeing. And also, if we look at it, we can also see we're in like we're even like in a bigger pattern, something like this. Just connect this to that. And that bigger pattern then just gives us a bigger target. Almost basically the same pattern, just elongated. And that target is way up here. Okay? At 14,399, which also we go left and you'll see it coincides with that previous high in June. Really need to break that high in June of 2019. Extremely important that we break that high. That was an amazing run. I thought we were done with the bear market, but you know, we needed the double bottom technically, which we got. And again, this is the same thing as that. We can extend this to an even larger triangle as well with another bigger target than that. We're already here, you know. But if you took it this and we brought it up to the higher, and then we would break all-time highs, 20,600. So this is what I see in the long term, in the long term. So the long term, and the immediate short term for Bitcoin. Now, of course, if we break this trend line and we come back down, then I say we're gonna have to test this bottom trend line, or at least this area that we tested yet again. But honestly, with all the FUD, I felt like everyone was shorting. There was a lot of liquidation shorts here. And with all the FUD going on and the nonsense, even with the economy and unemployment, people talking this and that, the money printing, you know, I believe that we're in for a decoupling. It feels like Bitcoin is starting to decouple from the stock market. I have a feeling, and that brings me to my title of the video today is I predict October will be historic. And what I'm saying is, I think, let's throw those BBs on there. what I'm saying is right now, I believe that the reason why Bitcoin is going up, to me, is look at the news, right? Like if you guys know, but we just go over the stuff together as a group, like micro technologies, right? I can just bring up two. We can bring up two ideas here, and now they bought tons of Bitcoin, right? So the $250 million in Bitcoin, as the CEO says, it's superior to cash. And I saw other places saying it was 400 million. But anyway, the move came after the Tyson's firm CEO and founder Michael Saylor announced his intention to explore purchasing Bitcoin, gold, or other alternative assets in an earnings call in late July. Those macro factors include, among other things, the economic and public health crisis precipitated by COVID-19. So he has all these reasons. We believe that together these factors may as well have a significant depreciating effect on the long-term real value of fiat currencies. So he says unprecedented financial stimulus measures, printing of the money, including quantitative easing adopted around the world, and global political and economic uncertainty. So he's saying, you know, there's too much uncertainty with the government. There's too much uncertainty with how they make money and printing money. And with that being said, I need to find an alternative. And Bitcoin just doesn't have a government, right? It's created by nobody. Right now, I mean, was Satoshi Nakamoto, but it's not owned. You can't go to Bitcoin's CEO. You can't, and that's another thing I used to tell people when they say like an altcoin is superior. Like some altcoins, if you were to destroy the person who was like the co-founder, it may slow down production. Like if Dan Larimer felt accidentally something happened to him, or he got sick and he passed, what would happen to BitShares? What would happen? I'm sure he has people in place, but let's be honest. Like, what would happen to Tesla if Elon Musk wasn't around? You know. You can cut off the head of a lot of these other companies. You could destroy them from within. Now, Bitcoin has no human being. Yeah, it has like, you know, there's a network and there's people who are volunteering to keep the network alive and there's miners. But when you really think about it, it's a collective desire of people around the world that aren't connected. So you really can't cut the head off of Bitcoin. So when people always challenge me on Bitcoin, or because I'm somewhat of a maxi, I believe. I'm not like an entire maxi. I like altcoins. Maxis won't touch an altcoin. So I'm not a maxi. But I do have most of my portfolio in Bitcoin, and I believe Bitcoin is the king. And a lot of people probably think I'm ridiculous, and they'll call me a loser, or I've been attacked, or you know, it's going to go down. You're going to lead people to slaughter. Hey, I'm also going to look at the chart, right? And I'll tell you what I think's happening to Bitcoin. Like if Bitcoin's going to $4,000, it's going to $4,000. But so anyway, I'm just really long on Bitcoin. And so we look at this, and then we also look at Grayscale. Right? And you see how much they bought 17,000 Bitcoin, right? Grayscale Investments scoop up over 17,000 Bitcoin in the last 7 days. The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is a very popular investment vehicle, and in 2020 has obtained a massive amount of Bitcoin. Today, GBC has 4.7 billion assets under management, according to the data provided by the Bybit. Grayscale's Bitcoin position is also displayed on the company's website. As well for transparency purposes. So they have a giant position, man, in Bitcoin. Audible, right here. Grayscale, their Bitcoin trust. And you can check them out, and they just keep buying more and more Bitcoin. Insanity. I'm wondering where you can see how much Bitcoin they own. And their symbol is the GBTC. All right, so they basically created shares outstanding. Is that what? 47 million shares. $4.7 billion worth of Bitcoin. I'll get this data for you guys. I'll look it up. I won't waste time here, but I want to see how much they actually have. Right here, right? During the last 7 days, the aggregate Bitcoin position is now 449,900,000 Bitcoins, dude. Jeez, man. Imagine if you have half a million Bitcoins. All currencies will be pegged to Bitcoin, says Price of Tomorrow author Jeff Booth. Entrepreneur and popular author Jeff Booth has predicted a grim future for fiat currencies, expecting them to fail as central banks keep printing money. Foreseeing an unavoidable severe depression and banking failure, he believes Bitcoin will become the world's reserve currency, and all national currencies will be pegged to it. Highly likely Bitcoin will become the reserve currency. The author of The Price of Tomorrow, Why Deflation is the Key to an Abundant Future, Jeff Booth has made the case that Bitcoin will become the world's reserve currency, and all national currencies will eventually be pegged to Bitcoin. Corporate and private firms are a great threat to Bitcoin than government. Are a greater threat to Bitcoin than government. Booth published his book in January detailing why we are due for a financial reset and a new economic framework. The entrepreneur also founded Canada-based technology company Build Direct, an online marketplace for home improvement products. In an interview with Cambridge House International, published last week, he discussed the current economic situation and why he is more bullish on Bitcoin than any other asset class. He began explaining the consequences of what the Federal Reserve is doing right now. All of the printing is going directly into asset prices, and it is being robbed from the greater economy, he described. What's coming next is MMT helicopter money and everything else. And once that Fed loses its credibility, then all bets are off in inflation, so the Treasury essentially will become the Fed and print money and can distribute that money to the population. And then you're going to lose currencies all around the world. He understands the power of central banks. This is no way CBs will relinquish the power of money creation. There's no way central banks will. Booth predicts that interest rates are going to continue to go down until currencies fail, emphasizing that central banks are artificially keeping interest rates low. The Federal Reserve recently pledged to keep interest rates near zero for several years after it announced the policy to shift to push up inflation. To preserve wealth in this environment, Booth diversifies and cautioned against putting all wealth in one asset class. While having both gold and Bitcoin in his investment portfolio, he affirmed, "I am much more bullish on Bitcoin for a variety of reasons. I think it could be the new gold. Bitcoin works on a network effect." I'm the same way. I hold gold and Bitcoin, but I also hold way more. I hold 3 times more Bitcoin than gold. But I still won't convert that last bit of gold to Bitcoin. I just won't do it. And most people think that's dumb. A lot of people tell me I'm stupid for doing that. That the Bitcoin's going to go up more than the gold. Why wouldn't you just sell your gold for Bitcoin today? But I just, because I believe in diversification, and it's just kind of like my own rules, and if those are my rules, I'm going to stick to them. I may get hurt for some of those rules. In the long run, I think it's a dumb idea. Like, I think I should be selling my gold for the Bitcoin. Honestly, out loud. Who here in the chat, let me know. Should I sell gold for Bitcoin? I'm probably never going to do it. I just want to have the physical asset, but should I sell the gold for Bitcoin one day? He noted that gold is valued where it is for the exact same belief that it will be pegged to currencies, asserting that Bitcoin is a much better bet than gold, and more importantly, everyone's portfolio must include Bitcoin. In addition, when currencies break and safety becomes an issue, portability of gold is really difficult. He warned, adding that the portability alone of Bitcoin for safety reasons becomes paramount. Always hedge your bets. I love you guys. You guys are smart. When asked about the biggest challenge Bitcoin faces, he said government bans are the number one concern. However, government bans are a number one concern. However, he expressed, "I see that as a very low probability because of game theory. So in a competitive world where every region needs to attract wealthy people, businesses, if regions ban it, other regions accept it faster." He outlined that if a country tries to stop Bitcoin, it creates more of an incentive for other countries to accept it and build rules around it, pointing to Switzerland as an example. So then next thing you know, you'll be jealous of your neighbor who's just stacking all these millionaires and billionaires because they'll be running. I think people, I know what's going on, and I kind of see what's going to happen. A lot of people don't agree. They can't believe it. They think that like the government will come storming our homes with guns and take our Bitcoin from our hands and turn it us, And basically, there will always be a safe haven for Bitcoin somewhere in the world. I understand, will that army be strong enough to protect you from the bigger army that doesn't want you to have it? I get what you guys are saying, and I can't predict the future, but what I can predict is that I can move anywhere in the world with my Bitcoin, and I can do what I need to do with my Bitcoin, and I don't have to worry about someone taking it from me, like someone freezing my bank account. One time I deposited $1,000 of cash in a Citibank account. This is like 15 years ago. And then I went to use the ATM later that night, and there was no money in my account. I brought that little yellow receipt back to the bank. They ended up giving me money saying they felt bad. No lie, they had misplaced my money. So, I swear, this is a true story, I swear on my life. So if the stimulus stop, okay, Booth also shared his view on the future of the stock market. The stock market is teetering. You feel like it's about to collapse, and that's all around stimulus. With more stimulus, expect a downward spiral. If the stimulus stopped, that downward spiral would take stocks down 80%. The author opened. However, he firmly believes that governments will not let this happen, and they will print their way out in order to prevent it. Of course, while his book highlights a more optimistic outlook since he wrote it in shortly before the coronavirus crisis, Booth now sees a grimmer future, as trends have been accelerated by COVID-19. It accelerated the monetary easing, and now there just isn't a way out without a severe depression and banking failure. Bitcoin becomes a really good choice to protect wealth and what's happening because it cannot be confiscated. I think Bitcoin will go up largely, like a macro theme. Do you think Bitcoin will become the world's reserve currency? Let us know in the comments below. Interest in Bitcoin soars in Egypt amid economic crisis and unemployment. See? A growing number of Egyptians are reportedly turning to Bitcoin amid rising unemployment and economic crisis. An Egyptian Bitcoin community is seeing a huge spike in the number of members interested in Bitcoin mining and trading. Many Egyptians are drawn to Bitcoin amid the coronavirus pandemic, economic crisis, and resulting unemployment. All Monitor news outlet reported last week. A Bitcoin mining and trading expert, Mohammed Albi Al-Bazair, is a leading member of the Bitcoin Egypt community, one of Egypt's professionally online communities for people interested in cryptocurrency. He told the publication that there has been a spike in a number of community members, indicating a high demand for Bitcoin mining and trading in Egypt. If Bitcoin is valued in USD, and if USD goes to zero, how much is Bitcoin worth? Well, everything will be pegged to Bitcoin, you guy. You gotta like a house will be worth 2 Bitcoin. See, like right now, a house is worth 300 grand and Bitcoin's 10,000. So we know that it's worth 30 Bitcoins, right? We know you could get a $300,000 house for 30 Bitcoins, but now the dollar will go down in value, right? So watch, as the dollar goes down, Bitcoin goes up, and Bitcoin goes up, and Bitcoin goes up. And every time that Bitcoin goes, so right now we're sitting at 30 Bitcoin, but as the dollar goes down, a house will be 20 Bitcoin, and then 5 Bitcoin. And then eventually when the dollar goes to zero, a house will be like 0.1 Bitcoin. You get it? Like 0.1 Bitcoin will become $1 million. You see? Or like, I believe the Bitcoin will hit $10 million, like the equivalent of $10 million. It's possibly even bigger than that, in my opinion. I think by 2030, one Bitcoin will be worth around $10 million. So even when the market goes, it's going to go up to 80 to 100 grand, and then it's going to crash again probably. Or maybe this time it goes, I think it's going to surpass $100,000 in 2021. That's my full-blown prediction. I'm going to keep saying it over and over again, so you guys can even laugh at me in 2021. The short guys who are shorting, or the people who think it has a horrible demise. Because I didn't get into Bitcoin as I am a technical analysis trader, but I didn't get into Bitcoin because I was into cryptocurrencies. Like, cryptocurrencies became something afterwards because I love Bitcoin, and that was like, okay, this is another world, like altcoins and trading. I was basically a macro gold trader. Like, I was someone that saw things as they were, and futuristic. I've always considered myself a futurist. Like, I always try to live today to benefit myself at least 5 years ahead. I never do today for today. Like, I live today for a long, long time. Like, I moved into a house. The first thing I did was rip up the old walkway and build a new walkway so that I would have a new walkway for the next 50 years, right? Like, I lived that few weeks of building for way later, and like, everything is for later. And you don't stress it. You don't stress what you have to go through now because you know what you're going to have later. And that's the idea, right? So Bitcoin transcends speed and cost will hold it from being used realistically. But running on the XRP ledger, that's something to think about. I don't know, because people don't realize Bitcoin's really fast and not expensive. Like right now I can move, like just the other day, someone moved millions and billions of dollars with a Bitcoin for less than $5, you know? I just think that, yeah, they're going to they'll scale the network, man. Believe me, there's so many. And also people don't realize that Bitcoin has more people working on its code than any other coin, you know? So when Bitcoin gets innovated, it'll get innovated. Don't think Bitcoin's going to get left behind. You know, like the whole cryptocurrency market's going to go somewhere and then Bitcoin's not. It doesn't make sense. You know, Doesn't make sense. So, whatever. You guys can believe. I also think this is possible. This is what one guy said to me the other night. Actually, yesterday, I was talking to a trader that I respect. He disagrees. He says that we are in a downtrend. He says we're in a downtrend in this triangle that we were looking at earlier, right? And he says that we're going to continue to go down, honestly, and that we're in a descending triangle, and that we're just going to keep getting bearish, and we're on our way to 3K. You know, so, and what he did say, which was interesting, one thing we did agree on was he wasn't an XRP maxi. He was literally but he said that the only reason Bitcoin was created was to funnel wealth. He thinks the people who created Bitcoin created XRP. This was his idea, okay? And I'm willing to think about it. And he said, they're going to build Bitcoin up to take all the liquidity out of the world, but then they're going to sell Bitcoin into an XRP pair, like Bitcoin XRP. And they're going to basically, that's when you'll see XRP take a huge market share from Bitcoin. This is his idea. It's very possible. I never heard it before. I hadn't even thought about it before. So just want to throw it out there, just discussion of an insane idea. The only issue though is it's not decentralized. Like Bitcoin is decentralized. Like no one is XRP decentralized? That's like a big debate, man. And they say it is, right? We'll just look at it right now as the question here. Is XRP decentralized? Ripple's involvement in the cryptocurrency. XRP helps global banking system by adding liquidity to liquidity trading pairs. Although Ripple claims they have no stake in how the cryptocurrency operates, the company's behavior suggests otherwise. A close examination of Ripple and XRP reveals that the cryptocurrency is not as decentralized as some might think. So you don't want to, my whole thing is I don't want to be in a coin that the owner could basically freeze because he doesn't like me. So Ripple is adamant that XRP is decentralized. The evidence disagrees. XRP is a cryptocurrency amid reducing the friction. And we have to also understand who wrote this. So I'm not saying this is gold. I'm just trying to see what's out there. Like oil in a car, it helps banks transfer money increasingly the availability of liquidity of and seldom using currency pairs. By lubricating these gears, Ripple claims that it can help reduce the cash that money transmitters and banks need to have on hand. This cash is then freed up, allowing the company to invest or use it for other purposes. There is, however, substantial controversy around XRP. The main company behind the currency, Ripple, claims that it is decentralized. XRP is inherently decentralized, says David Schwartz. By design, the XRP ledger is also, if not more so, decentralized in both Bitcoin and Ethereum. I really like David Schwartz, and there's something about him that I trust and like. I don't know why. My instincts feel I know I have no idea who he is, so I'm kind of out of my mind. But I get a good vibe from David Schwartz. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. And not everybody gives me a good vibe in the crypto space. So to further emphasize the decentralized nature of the crypto asset. Yeah, my gold silver buddy does not trust Bitcoin, but admitted to owning a large condom of XRP. Condom? That's pretty funny. Nicole Vasilic. Nice stream. Thoughts on Theta? Yeah, man. Thank you so much. You know what? I just want to finish up who created Bitcoin. Is XRP decentralized? So we're just going to figure this out. So like Exxon, Ripple is merely the company that's delivering XRP to the financial engines, or so they claim, yet there's substantial evidence suggesting that XRP is in fact almost wholly controlled by Ripple. We can go into this and read about it, but who controls the supply? The Ripple co-founder Chris Larsen, Jed McCaleb, they all signed an agreement allocating 80% of the supply to the company, while remaining 20% were split between the three founders. A few months later, the ledger was launched and 100 billion XRP was created and divided between the founders and the company. The coins were sold over the years to fund the development of the company. The coins are sold regularly every quarter, usually to the tune of tens to hundreds of millions of dollars. Ripple company insiders and their partners largely control the XRP supply. Many investors are frustrated these sales suppress potential price appreciation, and they're probably right. We already kind of know that a little bit, right? Okay. There's a new guy on the stream, Nikola Vasilic, so I just wanted to go over one of his ideas. He's asking about Theta. Let's go over Theta and see what's happening. And even if it's not a great day to trade, it doesn't mean it's a good day to look at charts and plan your week, or look for great entries or understand the idea or the sentiment. Okay, so look at the data. It did what I basically planned it would do. It was in a rising wedge, which we don't trade in my group here because why? Rising wedges are a 68% chance of a break to the downside. So if they're going to break to the downside 60% of the time, I don't think that we should trade them, right? Not a great idea. But here we go, and we're sitting here. Measured move was about here. We kind of hit this level. Let's draw a Fibonacci retracement, see where we're at. It looks like a 382. What do you guys think? Wow. Pretty close. So maybe a little support and resistance action as well. Let's go back to the daily and we'll draw support and resistance lines. Oh, we were in price discovery, man. So we really can't, there's nothing here for us to do. We really just bring this line here. This is really this. So honestly, if I looked at this and I wasn't even a technical analyst, and we looked at the story, let's build the story. Sometimes I really like to build the story of a coin, okay? And we can kind of see. So it comes up here, 3 cents in March 21st of this year, and it goes all the way up to 54 cents. So that is like a 30x, 50x, no, like 10x. 10x would be 30, almost a 20x, like about a 30x. Well, no, about like a 16x, something like that. 15x, 17x would be 51. So now it comes all the way back down for a retrace. And what I like to do is look at these retraces because they teach me a lot about future movement in price, right? So this is another retrace here. We'll give it a look. We'll draw a Fibonacci on that. We just want to see where the coin wanted to come down to. So we see that let's see how it behaved in the Fibonacci now. So what it did is it came down and it eventually retraced here at that secret fib that I talk about a lot, the 706 that comes out in crypto a lot. Look, that was the line I really truly respected. Fell through it, came back up, bounced, fell through it, came back up, a little bit of resistance, broke through, bounced, and then it was on its way. Pretty interesting, right? And you can see it also started using the 21-day moving average. Once it breaks above it, the 21-day, look, bounce, and it'll just start bouncing off that 21 all the way until it ends its bull run. So right now, we did see, you also see the rising wedge. And another reason why the rising wedge isn't too great, because it almost plays out with what's called bearish divergence. And you can see bearish divergence. We have a swing high on the price to a swing high on the price, but a swing high to a swing low on the RSI. Also a double top, which you can clearly see, not as easy here, but definitely. And remember that a lot of times the RSI will show you a pattern that you don't see in the price. So that's something very interesting. On the 12-hour, we're about to curl up. On the daily, we've basically had our run, and it's telling you that there's not much left in the gas tank, right? So now I would be looking for a retracement, okay? I would be looking for a place where this is going to retrace. The last time it double topped on the RSI was right here. It was far bigger of a double top, but that's what it was, and you can see it came down. Also, I mean, this move was parabolic. I have my curve here. If I bring it up, that's about as steep as I've seen a stock go in my life. That is called parabola, because it goes up like a parabola.
Why is that not loud noise?
I don't know. I think it's Irene using the hairdryer. Tell her to close her door, please.
It is door closed.
No, go close that door right now. Oh, it is, yeah.
Close it.
Anyway, okay, so there we go. My mom parents are staying here over the weekend, so it's
Daddy, can I
you know.
go and see her?
Hadouken. What's going on, my friend? How's everybody? How's everybody here out there? Jesse B, Hadouken, Nicola, and yeah, the small Sunday crew today. But check it out. So we saw the bearish divergence play out. We also look like we're about to close it down on the daily. So that tells me that even if we get some move on the 4-hour, right, which is kind of dwindling as well in the 1 hour, the 1 hour we may get a push up soon. right? So in the 1 hour, we may get a little push back up to resistance here at 79. But yeah, I could be completely wrong, but this looks like it's going to roll over and continue down. Also, lower low, lower low, lower low, and then we refused to make a higher high here. We got rejected by this line here at 78, which was our previous high. So we're making a double top. That's usually when we begin our descent. Double tops, that's it, right? Just like a double bottom is where we begin to move up. If you flip this backwards, this would be the beginning of a double bottom. We would start to move up, which is down now. So I wouldn't touch this. I would be putting buy orders in at maybe one at the 382 for 62. Another one here at 58. And another one down here at 52. And you know what? One last one here at 48.9. So maybe 4 buy orders. Like if you wanted $2,000, 4 $500 buy orders. If you want 500, 4 $125 buy orders. One here, there, there, and there. And then you wait for this to retrace on the Fibonacci levels as you get clicked in. And then as it comes back up, you can even buy at these points again. And then unload on an extension. And that's basically the plan. If you wanted to trade data, I make it sound so simple, but that's basically the idea, is to let the price come down to you, draw the Fibonacci, and wait for support levels. Right now, this is at a all-time high, and it double topped. So to me, it's bearish. So yeah. We also have that bearish divergence playing out. And look, we came up to the RSI. We're eventually going to work our way back down to the oversold region. And that would also coincide, right? Unless we start seeing some divergence or something change, then we'll know, and that will give us an indication that things are going to be different. I do see that the 21-day moving average is doing all right. Seems all right. Price is starting to go below, and that's when we start to go bearish as well. So just something to think about. Now let's look at XRP. What happened to XRP? Look at this, man. On the 1 hour. So in the last 2 hours, had a giant spike. Hasn't had a little spike like this since the 24th of September here. Another pipe here. Big pipe. Green candle here on the 25th of September. So it's been, been about 2 weeks. Or a week and a half. Let's just see, though. Is it breaking a trend? Is it doing something significant? Is it showing us anything? It looks very similar to Bitcoin, right? As Bitcoin went up, did this pattern, broke back down, went sideways. It is breaking out of this trend, though, that it was in before, in my opinion, a fake out. So let's look over here on the 6 hour, give us a bigger idea of the pattern that we're in. So right now I see up to 16% or up to 9%, right? Here I thought we were going to break out of the bull flag. We did not. We broke down back into the pattern. But now we broke back up out of the pattern again. So this is a breakout, okay? And we're breaking this trend here that we were in. So I could bring these up now. And we are finally breaking that trend we've been in since the 3rd of August. So a long time. 2-month trend, XRP, ever since it had this nice, hefty run up. Remember when things were just going, this was just the month of July and into basically a little into August. The beginning of August was amazing. And then just, it's like we've been in a bear market ever since. But XRP now breaking resistance there. Let's see if it's flagging on the 1 hour, the 30 minute. You can see the flag will get longer and longer as we go further back in time. So wow, XRP might be ready for a scalp, honestly, guys. After a big pump like that, we see there's a lot of volume watching it. As the price starts to fall down, we see declining volume, which tells me that a reversal is on its way. We're getting into the pink here with a curve. We didn't get much more green movement though, and we're getting lower and lower on the RSI to the oversold region. Just an interesting idea. A little bit of a bull pennant. Let's check out what we were. I see it going if we were to scalp it. Is it worth scalping? Is there enough juice? Bottom of the trend line right now. They determine the bullish or bearish momentum of the day as well. If it breaks out of this, then it's definitely a bullish day. But if it does not, then not bad scalp. 4.6% coming out of XRP. So something that's possible today. Now that we've done our due diligence and really looked, only thing that's really moving pretty strong. Something to think about, definitely. So another trade I'm in is Tomo right now at the very moment. I'll tell you why I got into Tomo. I'll build a case for Tomo and kind of explain what I see happening with Tomo. Now, Tomo had a beautiful run up. Okay, then I saw it retrace basically damn near 100%. More, yeah, almost 100%. I mean, if you took this run up, it's only 80%. But a run from here is 100% retracement. If you see the head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder, boom, fall down to the measured move. How do you get a measured move on a head and shoulders? You pull out the head to the neck. How do you get the neck? You find the shoulder and the other shoulder, and you make a bit of a line. Like so. So then you take this line, and then you bring it to the bottom of the shoulder. That's usually the measured move. So we got saved, didn't get the whole entire measured move. So this is on a slant. Things aren't perfect, but for the most part, that's kind of how you tell where you're going to go. Now, here we got another one. But this one, and you can see, you take this measured move here and you bring it over. And that's about this, that's about the best you can do, and that is another fall down. Interesting, right? So you can see how these things play out all the time. Your patterns play out. Now you have a falling wedge that breaks out 68% of the time. And boy, did this thing break out, right? Almost, I thought this was a cup and handle, honestly, and it was. I said, there's the cup, there's the handle, these things explode, and there's your explosion out of the cup and handle, like clockwork. Then you have your double top, which is bearish, and we fell down. How do you get your measured move of a bearish double top? Very similar to a head and shoulder. You bring this to the bottom of the M, you match your leg to this, to the M, and that, look, not insane. So you would have done that and then see that it also hit the 706. So I did that, and I said, measured move accomplished. I said, we're going into the pink with a blue line curving, and I bought Tomo right around here on the 4 hour off of the 706 retracement. I thought it was a good place to accumulate Tomo, or just to get in on a trade. I'm not trying to hold it too long. And yeah, so basically that's the plan. And been in Tomo ever since. Now going a little sideways. Let's look at it on the 30-minute. Basically in this range now, which is a rising wedge. As you can see, 68% chance of break to the downside. So something to think about, right? Is it going to come down and retest one of these areas? It is making higher lows and on an uptrend. So trend's your friend until it's not. I'd like to just ride, like this trend was moving. I'd like to just ride this trend and see what's going on. I feel like I made a good entry at a nice retracement, and we're going to see where this goes. So that's Tomo right now. If you want to get into Tomo, it is right now at the bottom of the trend line. So there would be a good place with your stop loss right below this support and resistance line, or you can even use the 681 and be like right around here at 87.97. Looking at YFI, that thing is getting clobbered. Yeah, and honestly, I posted something about that. In my group, my Telegram group. Wanted to put something on your radar. Everything's moving in a range. I don't think there will be any breakouts, just scalping. Yep. Smart guy who said that. He's smart. He knows what's up. Now check this out, man. Debt will equal the size of the economy this year. This is crazy, guys. Debt will equal the size of the economy this year. I find that nuts, right? And that is huge for Bitcoin. That does not bode well for us, you know. It doesn't bode well for the economy. It bodes well for Bitcoin for sure, but not, it's just makes sense. GDP has been crushed. No, it's horrible, absolutely horrible, man. In the mood for seafood, let's see. Sushi. Sushi looks like it's about to make a move. Got pounded. Sushi at 95 cents. Double bottom on sushi. Super oversold. Head and shoulders on the RSI. Boomed up. You can see these things play out all the time, man. Hard to see it there, but that was a shoulder, head, shoulder. Hard to see it, but that's why you really sometimes have to look at the RSI. Look at the last head and shoulder we had in the RSI. It was right here, though. Ended up still going lower after sideways action. But is that the end of the move for sushi? I mean, all the way here at the very, very, very bottom. Was that its actual bottom, too? Look. Seems to be coinciding with it. It's the last place. One of the very close. Put a line there and see if we touch the other one. But okay, so we're even below that. So either sushi's going all the way to zero or it's coming back strong. But we'll find out, won't we? I wouldn't try to catch a flying knife, but hey, it is double bottoming there. Just something to think about. Maybe watch it kind of get back up to healthier regions and see where it goes. Double bottom on this. This is going to be a 1 minute scalp idea, though. I mean, look how low you're double bottomed on the RSI. Look at that. That's insane, right? And we're double bottomed here. Almost triple bottomed in a way. Watch. What if we scalp this right now? Check it out. Let's just make the idea. We make a buy right now. We put in a 1% stop loss. We're in for $10,000. And we try to get... We're going to try to make 250. So you would have bought right now, right? You'd already be up from the buy for 10K. Because look, it's oversold, man. Now you already take your stop loss and you cut it in half to 0.5. So now you can only lose $50 on your 10,000. Just showing you guys how you would scalp this. So now you put your stop loss to 0.5. I do this live a lot of times in the stream. Right now I'm just like doing an idea because we saw it way too fast. But I could have opened it up and gotten in on it. Just trying to show you guys. We'll let that sit and cook. We'll come back to it in a second and we'll see if that was a good trade or if I get stopped out. But we either lose $50 or we make 250. And we'll see what happens. That's a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio, so it's a better ratio than anything else. Yeah, you know Polyswarm? I met the owners of that one day. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, I met the owner or one of the creators of that at a conference. The Bitcoin pair, USD pair. So 39 cents right now. Wow, looking like a lot of coins. Double bottom, double top with the fall down. It's kind of its measured move. And now it's kind of completing its area of support and resistance. It also had that break up there. Let's see the 12. This is supposed to be like a credential, like an ID credential, right? From what I remember. Polyswarm. Or like you could basically have your driver's license, like who you are basically on the blockchain. So you didn't have to have your identity in all these different places. Like in the DM, like it's unsafe to have it in all these places. Social security number, DMV, if one gets hacked, like then you could get 3 of them hacked. So your information sits in so many different places. And it's not good. Polyswarm would centralize it, right? Yuma, we'll look at that too, yeah. So this had its rounded bottom with a double bottom, broke up, another double bottom, broke up. Now it's in another double bottom. You can just see it's doing a repetitive process, right? So look, like double bottom here, and then bigger double bottom. Interesting, right? Does look like a good place to accumulate poly. Despite it's a bad time to trade, not a good sentiment for all coins, but look what we see here, guys. Look what we see. We see, butt a head and shoulder, kind of pretty much inverted head and shoulder, some type of, in my opinion. We got our shoulder, our head, and it looks like it's making 2 shoulders. So it looks like an inverted complex head and shoulder. Look for it get back to the top of the line and go up. I actually like it here, honestly. I like poly here right now. It's a good trade, honestly. The 12 hour, let's look at the 4 hour though. 4 hour, we're about to have a cross and break out. Make that shoulder and make a move. So shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. Yeah, that's a complex inverted head and shoulder. Definitely, for sure. Also coiling, you could also call it a coiled up triangle with a fake breakdown. Kind of something like this. Or falling wedge. Look for it to break out, have a little issue here at resistance, and then hopefully get all the way up. So we'll see what your percentage gains are. 66%, and if you only get halfway, from that measured move, sitting there at 39% gains for Poly on the 4 hour. This looks pretty good. This looks really good. Also in a range, seems to really be bisecting the same line that it's on right now. So in a strong range, holding strong support, previous resistance right here. Now we bounced, we broke through, came up, bounced again. SR flip possible, and now we're sitting here. So interesting, there's a lot of bullish signs for this. Thank you for letting me look at this. This is a lot of bullish signs for this. We went over XRB, man, at the beginning. Maybe scroll back a little bit. We spent like a good amount of time on it. Or you're just saying it's still moving. Maybe you're just bringing up the idea that it's moving, right? Pump, yeah. Let me see. Let's look at that pump. Sorry, man. Bagwell, you're the man. Slancha, brother. Shamalama Hilama. Shamalama. Okay, we got. Yep, continuing this pump. Look at this thing. Interesting. XRP starting to pump today. Once it breaks this level here, 24,426, look for it to go all the way where? Well, we had our measured moves here. We went over XRP. We think it's going to go all the way to 28 in the immediate short term. We like this trade right now. XRP, man. Booming up. Also, though, overbought on the 1 hour. Not there yet, but getting there on the 4 hour. So let's see how much more of this can move. Let's see, at least what I want to see is XRP just get back into this trend here and do its thing and then respect this trend line. So let's just hope that happens. And if it is, it will be bullish. Starting to slip a little bit. If it breaks 24, I could see kind of the end of the measure move for XRP. So UMA at an all-time low could keep going all the way, right? You never know. I like to trade bullish scenarios, but UMA looks a lot like sushi. Like, is it over? We don't know, but it's down in the dumps. I mean, look how that's actually one of the most oversold things I've ever seen in my life. So either this project's going to zero. Is that possible? Could this project be going to absolute zero? Look at this. How could you not lose right now on the scalp? Had you bought the scalp, we double bottom here on the 1 minute. Tells you it's a perfect time to buy right now on the 1 minute. Let's go back to that sushi scalp and see how it's doing. So we'd be up pretty good right now, to be dead honest. And now we could bring the stop loss to break even. So now we have $10,000 in sushi and we're at break even. So you leave that like that and then we keep going. Poly looks like a nice pickup on the 4 hour as well, about to roll. You can see we grew this head and shoulder pattern that seems to be breaking out of then a larger head and shoulder pattern here. Like kind of a head and shoulder, and then this is a shoulder, a large head, shoulder, making another shoulder. Would break out of this neckline and go all the way here to the possible measured move. Thanks, Nicole. I appreciate that, man. Really do. Okay. Yeah, see, I follow this guy, David Smith. He has 14,000. Look at this. He has 14,000 people on his Telegram, right? And he's saying Band is about to dump. This guy's pretty, I have to be honest, he's pretty money. This is his September results. Entry 1152, stop loss long. He lost 236%. Wow, he got banged out on that one. But then he won 17, 17, and 200. He made it back there. Then he lost this, but he made it all back. Lost a couple, made it. So his win rate is amazing. Doing really good. As you can see, he leverages XBT contracts. Accuracy 80%. Net profit 600%. And my whole thing is he seems like a great trader. He does post his results, and he's showing YFI is going to dump. He's saying a bear, and he also saying DOT. TRX double bottoming and continuing to move up. Triple bottom for TRX in his defense. Link, he said was going to roll over, and it did exactly like he said. Like, he drew this just like he drew DOT, and boom, he nailed it with leverage trade. Look, played out for 51% profits on 10 times leverage trade. So this guy, just if you want to join him, David Smith Trading, check it out. Can't help to have him in your pocket because he seems to know a lot. You never know, man. I don't want you to do something like that. It's up to you, but you never know. So, depends. Might be a really good short for X. I mean, you can see YFI obviously too. If we look at it, we draw our triangles here. But like I was showing you guys too the other night. I mean, it's a clear head and shoulder pattern, you know, that is very, very bad. We take our measured move. It says this is going down to 5,700. That's what the chart says. Maybe we respect its old bottom here at 4,500. Wait, how is that? Oh, negative? Yeah, so it's not going to happen. So it's not going to make that big of a measured move. Maybe come back down to support. It is holding support now. Next region, if it doesn't hold there, it's about 11,666. So, what up, David Lee? How you been, man? So KuCoin has some positive news about the hack, if you guys want to know. Update on the hack. A quick update since my last live stream on September 30th. After a thorough investigation, we have found the suspects of the 9/26 KuCoin security incident. With substantial proof at hand, law enforcement and officials and police are officially involved to take action. So I think they'll be able to recover the funds. They have the addresses, they have the people. So with great support from our partners in the industry, another 64 million in assets are now out of the control of the suspicious addresses, bringing the total value of 204 million since October 1st. So KuBack is coming to full functionality. My team and I will continue to do our best to offset the impact of this incident. As of now, a total of 31 tokens have opened on deposit and withdrawal services, and more tokens, including Bitcoin, ETH, and USD, will follow. A big thank you to all the institutions and individuals who are supporting us during this critical time. KuCoin, man, staying in there. I have little funds in KuCoin from a long time ago, so this does directly affect me. Actually, I haven't even logged in. I didn't even want to know. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait for them to clear it up. So Cake. Talking about Cake today. Pancake swap, right? Another swappy swoop coin here. Now, it seems to be holding this new level of support here at 51. See, it kind of bounced a little bit here. And it has a gap to fill basically all the way back up here. So I think we'll get back up to 72. We are coming out of this falling wedge. Okay. As you know, we like to buy in the pink with the blue line curving. So it has basically everything in my system that I like. It's also like one of the hot coins. It's a Uniswap coin. I see my camel. I have a pattern that I've basically created. It resembles a camel. You have your back leg, a big hump, a front leg, and then a neck and a head. Camel pattern with the falling wedge in the face. Seems like we're retesting this pattern, but once this crosses, we should break out in the pink with the blue line crossing. So this is my trade of the day. I did make a trade, even though I suggested people not to trade, but I did make one trade. And you can see we even have some strong volume there. Some of it fell off right now. We'll see where this goes. We had our big boost candle up there in the pink area, but now we're about to cross. Also, we've had our long-winded uptrend, and now we're coming back down. It looks like a trace to let's look at a mini fib. Pull a mini fib. Yeah, 706, 681 almost. And if I went down to this beginning, yeah, we're in the golden pocket between the 0.5 and the 618, bouncing off support. So I like this trade a lot. Cake, 55, 65. Again, this is for financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Get yourself a financial advisor. But I like the chart right now on Cake. So chart Cake yourself. Take a look at it. Do your own research. But yeah, I entered Cake around this price, 55 cents. And that's going to be it for the day, guys. See how Fiat Weekly's going. Any other thing you guys want to know about, let me know. Yeah, and maybe DOT will go up. I'm not trying to tell you to unstake your DOT just because of that one guy, but you never know, you know. Zilliqua just continuing its tear. Looks like it wants to get back to the all-time, to that new high it created. It's in an ascending triangle. Looks like it could break out and keep moving as well.
Yeah, thank you.
The measured move would take it all the way up and stop right here at 2.4. That would be a gain of 24% out of Zilliqua. So, very bullish. This pattern is very bullish. And it's cooling up. Usually will break out of an ascending triangle. So, something to think about. We are going to roll over on the 4 hour a little bit. But actually, no, we got a cross coming right now. That was the 2 hours. So, this is looking very healthy. Double bottom as well as we move up. No divergence, no bearishness. Looking pretty nice. The only thing we have is lower volume with the moving price. Tells you we may have a reversal. I don't like when the volume's going down as price, but we did have a spike here, and that could continue and change this directory. Something like this soon, and then we won't have declining. We did break out too, if you can see of the volume. Volume did break out, meaning it broke out of this wedge that it was in itself. So something to think about. Zilliqua may be the coin of the day. Let's look at it on the 15 minutes, see what it's doing. It's coiling up really, really well. Maybe the only thing you could scalp. Let's go back to the sushi scalp and see how it worked out. So still doing really well. Look, it came, bounced off the 200-day moving average. So that buy down here, this oversold buy would have really panned out. The 10K, we'd be up right now $95, and we'd be at break even with the stop loss. So I'm just going to show you that's how you scalp using the RSI on a low end. And then we can come back to this trade in a while. It actually did come back and broke back up. Now it's double bottoming. Will that make it come back down, or will it break above resistance? So really a line in the sand right now for this trade. It's either going to break up or break down. You can almost maybe put your stop loss right here now. Just try to get, right now, you know, I could put my stop loss at $50 and hope that I at least come out of this trade with $57. So I could put my stop loss right there. Make sure I get, like, you know, $60 out of the trade. And we go from there. I mean, you make $60 in 5 minutes too. So you can't complain. You just got to be humble. I know you'd want 300, 500, $60. You do that 10 times in a day, it's $600. So it's really not about chasing giant things. You just got to be patient. You got to be patient. Big money is made by small gains over and over again. And it's Sunday too with low volume. So and last but not least, Donald Trump came out and spoke. A video came out of him speaking today and thanking everybody, saying he's healthy, he's not, you know. So I thought he was covered in tubes and not breathing, you know. Again, I'm bipartisan, don't really have you know, either party doesn't matter to me. I'm more about crypto, but at least the president isn't dead, you know. I don't think that would be good for any market if the president died. So all right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. If there's any last requests, let me know. Go over them before we jump out of here for the day. Hope you have a wonderful Sunday and you enjoy yourself. Get outside, breathe the fresh air. If you're on the East Coast, anywhere else before this winter takes a hold, make sure you get out there and enjoy your day. Anytime, man. Anytime. Adam flagging on the 30-minute. Check on that sushi thing one more time. Now that's flagging sideways. Would it look like it would have been a great pickup? Continuing upwards. No worries, guys. Have a great day. Be safe. Love you all. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video, and be safe. And don't give your money to anybody. Anyone claims to be me or claims to be anyone. I don't care who they are. Hey, I need a loan. Don't give your money to anybody, man. Be careful, guys. All right? Thank you so much. Be safe.